All right, so here at the... Not a good start for WP right there, but okay, he's got it under control. A little bit behind on his worker production, but that was weird.
I wonder what he has his L key bound to.
Yeah, that's really
Certainly
weird.
not L.
No.
There's no way.
More like S.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have TyLoo WP spawning as our Teal Terran player here at the left side of Dual Sight. His opponent on the right side, hailing from Team SlayerS. That is Golden. It says Golden Foe U there. That's where he came from, but he is a Code A player. Looking up information about him, he's 17 years old.
Yeah.
And he's a top Code A player.
Yeah, he's a Code A player, 17 years old.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So, SlayerS not messing around.
No Leenock, though. Right?
Leenock is a beast.
I know. I can't wait until he's like 22.
Oh, why? Because then he's won like 12 GSLs by then,
He's
and we
going
call
to be
him
an
Bonjour,
absolute
so.
phenom.
Yeah.
I think he has the potential to be a future Bonjour. There's no doubt about it.
Exactly.
If he keeps putting in the time that he's putting in his micro and his decision making, and once he matures and really develops like a strategic mind.
From everything that I've heard too is that the age limit on StarCraft 2 versus Brood War is much, much higher as well, which is why you have Nesty, continuing to do as good as he is despite the fact that he's 30 years old, etc. So you have a feasible career where Leenock could be in top form for a decade.
Yeah.
If he continues to put in as much time and things like that.
That's
so
insane.
He could actually dominate the scene for a huge amount of time. Looks like Golden going to open with Hatch first there on 15. No real surprise. We do have a gas build coming out of WP. Could just very easily be some sort of a Hellion expand.
Yeah, more than likely will be some sort of a Hellion expand. Probably Reactor Hellion. We see this almost exclusively now against Zerg. Open up with 4 Hellions, take map control.
Yep.
Just post them outside. Some people get a little too aggressive with them, I feel like, but just posting them outside the Zerg natural just to keep tabs on them and figure out exactly what they're doing, get a troop count. Wonder why I put the spawning pool there.
That's an interesting position.
Yeah.
But,
maybe that's where he likes to put his, actually, it's kind of out of the way of a majority of drop positions.
That's actually very true, because who's going to drop right here and expose themselves to the
ramp?
ramp?
And if
You're
you
gonna
put a lot of
it
your
back here.
tech there, and if you put a lot of your tech there, it might go unnoticed. I mean,
It's going to get scanned, but it's not direct threat from, siege tanks sitting on the low ground, drops in the back, things like that. So
it's kind of an interesting location.
Not a bad idea, and it looks like WP is going to try and drop down a bunker, but that's picked up by Golden, and don't think that that's going to get put up, as that SCV doesn't have too much life left, and that'll have to get canceled.
Ooh, the SCV does get out and stays alive, and the first Marine is going to get in there in just a second. He might be able to kill one of these drones. I think he will.
Wow.
It's going to be close. Yeah, he does get one drone, so picks off an early game drone there. That's always a nice little come up. But does leave that bunker up. It looks like he's going to try and block a few mineral
It's got
patches.
146 HP. It'll deny mining for a little while there. So
why not?
No, he's going to cancel it sometime. No sense in canceling it before he has to necessarily.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
not like he's starving for the 100 minerals or anything like that.
Makes sense.
I'm going to go back to what we were talking about as far as a reactored Hellion build and people being too aggressive by trying to produce too many Hellions. If you remember when we were doing Group C on Monday, we had Thorzane opened up with 4 Hellions out of his factory each time when he was playing against Sleep, and then used the map control there. I mean, he wasn't trying to do any damage at all. Like, he poked in one, sat back, and just took 4 completely full Hellions and used them for exclusive map control.
And held it for
used
quite
that
a
as
bit
an
of time.
excuse to just tech behind it.
Yeah,
so.
he used it for quite a bit of time, and also he skimped on defense at the front door at his natural pretty hard, because he knew exactly what Sleep was up to. He kept tabs on his troop count, how many Zerglings he had, how many Banelings he had, so he really wasn't worried about any kind of an attack. And we do have an early Roach Horn here, and 6 Roaches coming out of Golden. And
not all in, though. He's droning up behind
No,
this,
no, it's not all in, and it can be devastating, to be honest. Especially with the Hellion opener, I mean. He might just be getting them to hold the Hellions off, maybe?
Sure.
I mean... And here come the first 6 Roaches, and they're going to ward the Hellions off, and he's probably just going to A-move his way to the front of WP's base, but WP already has a Marauder coming out, so
Yeah, because
Should
of
be
the
safe.
speed of the Hellions, though, you know, if TyLoo plays his cards right, he should still be able to retain map control with these. Oh! Smart running around the Roaches as they make their way up. Too bad that there's 3 more waiting for him, unfortunately. Let's see if that Queen gets a ramp block. It does. A couple of drones are going to go down, so gotta say, TyLoo, WP actually making the best of a bad situation by picking off a few drones, even though they were hard countered by Roaches coming out.
Yeah, he's still going to get a few drones at the natural. I kind of like the 6 Roach opener on this map. I mean, it makes it almost impossible. I mean, it makes it impossible to do any damage with Hellions, at least significant damage with Hellions. And I like how he left 3 back at the natural to deal with the Hellions in the event that they ran around. It's almost like he knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm. Now, WP is quite far back in supply at the moment. Unfortunately, Golden was way supply blocked, but he's using the opportunity to put up a 3rd hatch right here at about the 11:30, 12 o'clock position.
Well, neither player really... well, actually, it looks like WP is gearing up for a Stim, Marauder, Hellion timing push here, potentially. He's just been building Marauders out of 2 Raxes, and he's continuing to build Hellions out of the Reactor Factory, so... He's definitely going to hit a timing here with Stim and try and just outright kill Golden, and these timing pushes can be quite deadly, especially if the Zerg player doesn't know that it's coming. And here we have an Overlord Scout coming in from Golden, so he's going to know exactly what's up once he gets in there and sees that second Rax. He does see that Tech Lab. He sees the factory.
Not quite over to that second Rax, but 4 more Hellions did try to push their way in. Immediately repelled by the Roaches that were sitting there.
There's WP's natural real
no
quick.
more damage done.
Oh my god, he's just letting the Overlord scout his entire Marauder. It saw everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, no. He literally does not have a single piece of anti-air on the field right now.
Oh no.
And 1 Hellion does go down. They're going to try and continue to push their way in. Oh! Had a potential to take some real damage there. Was just trying to get that last shot off because 5 Hellions still would have killed all those Roaches, but they are going to weaken them up. And here come the Stim Marauders, actually making their way around the left.
Not really sure about that. I mean, the 3rd is up, and he's going to try and force an engagement here. He stims right off the bat, start to work on these Zerglings here, started stepping these Marauders, but... It looks like Golden does have enough, I believe, to hold this off.
Yeah.
There just aren't enough Marauders. He's going to have to re-stim here.
Well, and the reinforcement time is quite bad. And here we go. Nice actually, a counterattack of Zerglings, and that's going to kill quite a few SCVs at the same time that these units start to get whittled down here at the front.
Very, very well done by Golden right there. I love the counterattack with the Lings.
Yeah.
How many SCVs did he kill there?
Taking a look, 7. So he's neutralized that earlier losses that he took. Still up by 15 supply, and his tech is in a pretty good place as he's going to layer right now.
And he finally made 3 Marines to get rid of that Overlord.
So the Overlord only... Oh, wow, it actually... Believe it or not,
all the production on
the just because
side.
Golden didn't go over to the left-hand side, he was just watching to see what sort of army was being massed up. Never saw the additional 2 racks or second factory. All right, so we have a lot of Zerglings that are making their way over to the right-hand side. They tried to poke in one more time, but unfortunately they're going to get driven away by those Hellions, which are making their way out back to Golden's side of things.
Is that 3rd CC? Yeah, it just went down there.
Yes.
I like the positioning on the tank. Needs to be a little careful here, though. I mean, Golden could smash into him at the natural, and that's one thing you need to be very careful of on this map because it's just so wide open. Zerg can really just mass up a lot of Lings and Roaches and Banelings and just really bring it to you in the mid-game, and you have to be extremely careful. Now, Golden has his 3rd up. He has a macro hatch up. Let's take a look at his infrastructure in the main. What kind of tech is he working on?
Well, he just finished up layer, this second. He just finished up layer.
Nice scan.
Does have the Baneling Nest.
Can you tell if a Baneling Nest is researching?
That's actually a good question. I was actually just trying to wonder about that. We'll see. Let's take note of what it looks like now, and we'll see in about 100 seconds whenever that's done.
It's freaking out is what it's doing.
Yeah, no other tech, though, just being used for Roach Baneling upgrades. Roach speed on the way now, along with +1 armor. We do have a pretty big force coming out now for WP, but he is backed by about 40 supply. There are Banelings on the way, and there's
I don't think this is going to do very much.
Not with just 2 tanks.
Very careful if I was him. Yeah, he needs more.
Yeah.
Wow, stemming single units to take out all these creep tumors, though. Great micro from WP. That was actually really impressive right there.
Yeah, definitely.
He scanned, stemmed a single Marauder, brought it off to the right, picked off that creep tumor on the high ground, stemmed a single Marine to the left, and picked off one over there. I mean,
his mechanics look really, really good, but his decision-making has been a little bit interesting at times.
That gives me just a thought that he was also a Warcraft 3 player, because Warcraft 3 players are just notorious for excellent micro.
Yes.
And the ones that, oh dear lord, That is going to kill a lot of SCVs. Oh, I'm surprised he actually didn't stay in there.
Well, he only lost 5 Zerglings, I think, so decided he didn't want to take the other losses and would rather just deny the Planetary Fortress. Oh, he does actually get the cancel, despite that he was going to run away there. I'm sure WP wishes he would have hung on for just a couple more seconds.
Is that considered an upgrade?
What, the Planetary Fortress?
Yeah, do you lose money for canceling a PF?
Yeah, it just came up 113, so he lost 74 resources there.
Ouch.
Yep.
Ouch.
I see what you're saying. No, that's like considered another structure, basically. So, poor Marine gets shot down in the middle of the map. We do have Spire Tech on the way, so I liked Golden's decision, though, to go with Roach Speed, even though he had the long-term intention of moving away from those, because it makes this little attack to pin his opponent on just a couple of bases so much stronger.
Oh, wow, and the PF wasn't up yet, so a lot of SCVs going down. He's actually trying to work on this turret right now, because his Spire is just about to finish.
Yeah, not going to happen,
He's going to make that Muta switch, and here a ton of Roaches trying to sneak in around the left-hand side. Not the best idea, but they don't really end up getting caught. No concussive shells there.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse for him right there.
Yeah.
I mean, had units moved around the top as well, Golden could have lost his entire Roach force, which would have given WP that opportunity he wanted to make this push. But with all these Mutas, all these Zerglings coming out, I don't know if this is going to be the most successful push.
I think WP just made a really big mistake. He's overstimming in a serious way.
Oh, another Ling
dear God.
as well.
He can't put the depots up either with the tanks in those positions. He's going to lose a ton of SCVs here. He needs to start mass repairing those tanks. 2 tanks go down, and that is a come-up for Golden right there. And he can't really stim again, WP.
No, not with
he
one
only
medevac.
Has one medevac. He's already stimmed twice. If he stims again, his army's just going to be paper mache to the Zerg. I mean, he could pull drones and start killing Marines and Marauders at that point. And he has 3 Queens and a couple Mutas as well. Here come the Banelings with speed, and he's coming in from all sides. Beautiful flank, pulls the drones, realizes he doesn't even need the drones, sends them back to the mineral line, and oh my God, what a cleanup for Golden. He just decimated WP's first push.
Yeah,
there is a drop going off in the main, though. How much damage can he do there?
Looks like he's just going after the layer right now. Wasn't able to control that in the midst of everything that was happening at the same time.
Did he get his drones to the natural, or did he lose his entire main worth of drones?
He did lose his entire main worth of drones.
Yeah.
That was another 13
But
workers
this
so.
could be the coup de grace right here.
I agree.
I don't think WP can hold on. He's going to lose everything at the natural here, and he's just going straight into the main. And wow, Golden with an interesting unit composition here. Mainly Roach, Muta, Ling.
But he's kept these Roaches alive for so long. There's a GG, and so Golden does take game number 1 here for SlayerS. But, you know, those Roaches have been sitting there for a long time. He had been producing almost purely Ling, Baneling, and Muta for the last little while. That's just a testament to how long he was able to keep those alive for. So there's game number 1. It goes to SlayerS. TyLoo is down 0-1 at the moment. We're going to head to game number 2 in just a second.